Good morning, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to give you a little update on what my plants are doing. I've got some things growing well, including my 9 little chicks that hatched. They need to get outside because this is also a dual purpose room and houses my husband's office, and it's getting a little overwhelming for him. It's not like a chicken stink. It's more like wet food. So anyway, there's those cute little chicks in there playing around. You'll hear some noise from outside. That's because my husband is out working on the yard with his, some kind of a sweeper attachment, something or other. But here's what I got going. I have saved these pots from years past. I washed them all up. And these are the peppers that need to be up potted. Got my soil in there. It's nice and moist. These are what I'm going to use for marking. I found these on a garage sale. They're just your standard little craft stick. And I've marked those all up right there. And so I'm just going to get started. These little seed pods have a membrane around them. And that is designed to be biodegradable. But I find that it just takes so long for it to biodegrade in the garden, and then I find them and it's not always impressive. So I peel that off and I'm going to stick that in these little pots. So I will sit down and get started. Here's that pot. I want to make kind of a little well in the middle for it. And then I'll set that little... Now the pepper plants, you really don't want to sink too much down into the dirt. I mean, you can a little bit just to give it additional stability, but peppers, you usually don't sink too far down. So pack a little dirt on top of that. Just like that. So I have an entire tray of peppers, and I don't know if you could see it, but right back there, I have a full tray like this of tomatoes that need to be in pots. And I will be using these nice heavy trays here to set all those plants in. They have some grooves in the bottom, so that creates good drainage. I'll make sure I label these. This is a red, so a sweet red bell pepper. I have red, green, and yellow here that need to be potted up. I will bring you back once I have these completed. Okay, so I have all of those peppers potted up. The yellow ones didn't germinate as well as the rest of them did. I ended up with 5 of 5 on the yellow, or the red and the green. A couple of them are little teeties, but overall, they look great. This is the yellows here, and two more right there. I don't know, I checked the little pods and I found one of the seeds, but there's just nobody home. So it didn't germinate, no activity. I think that's one of them right there. Oh, a little blurry. There's just nothing to it. Anyway, so I took the pod apart. There's all my little wrappings. And we're just gonna go doop. We'll mix that right back in with our potting soil. And I am going to wash this tray up. I have some more pods. I am going to get started with some beans and cucumbers. I've never actually done beans in pods before or started them in trays, but I think I'm going to try it and just see what happens. And I just have to say, that when you go to your local greenhouse and you have to pay a little more for nice plants, folks, it's well worth it. This takes a lot of time. Granted, they're growing on a more commercial scale and whatnot, but getting plants from a seed, even if you're saving your own, up to this, and then repotting them, keeping them all alive. I mean, I've got things that are still trying to germinate. That one there, nobody's home yet. Well, I guess maybe there is a little bit there. That's lemon balm. That is tough to grow. So appreciate your local growers. I do this because I enjoy it and I'm making time for it, but it's not always economical, and you may not have the time. So when you have to pay a little more to purchase plants from a local grower, I'm just saying it's worth it. They deserve the money that you have to pay for it, because they have a lot of cost going into it as well. Well, here's where I'm at. I've got a tray of Roma tomatoes, and then I've got a row of basil in the back here. Did some switching around. I still need to pot up my broccoli and cauliflower, put those in some bigger pots. I used the soil blocking for those. I have to say I'm impressed with the way that everything took root in there. Then over here I got a whole tray of peppers. I've got oregano, a little tray of oregano. This is some that I started from slips. So I cut some tips off from my one that I overwintered. I put it in water and it rooted. So I just put those in there. There is another little tray of basil. I've still got some things that are waiting to sprout. Got some Brussels sprouts over there. Those need to be potted up. Up here, I took some slips off my geranium, poked those in water. We're gonna see if those will take root. And I'll get some more geraniums going. Another quick look at the little cheapers. Yeah, we gotta get them outside. Well, folks, I'm gonna have to switch gears here. I've got a town board meeting this evening and I need to do a little prep work for that. But as you can see, we got some things potted up, and we are, as soon as the weather warms up a little bit, I'll be able to take some of these trays that I've potted up out to the greenhouse, and they can continue to grow out there until the weather's warmer. I don't want to take the chance of a cold night and then losing everything. I don't have a reliable heat source out there yet, but that's coming someday. And again, I just want to say, if you're going to the farmer's market and you're looking at the prices of plants and stuff, this is a lot of work. There's a lot of tedious work that goes into seed starts, getting them into the next size and pot, getting them to the farmer's market for you to purchase. So don't be afraid of the prices. Generally, they're not trying to gouge you. They're trying to make a buck or two here and there. And those are always nice, healthy plants. So support your local growers, and I will catch you next time here at Reba's Roost Therapy. Okay, so I caught myself there. I said Reba's Roost Therapy. So the original title of my page on Facebook is Reba's Roost Therapy, and it's just a place where my friends and I can get together and have some fun and enjoy the backyard, maybe sit around, have a beverage and a campfire. So that's where Reba's Roost Therapy comes from. But we are still at Reba's Roost. Enjoy!